I feel the need to start my video this way because I imagine many people will just refuse to believe their eyes. Yes, all of the takes I'm about to address are in fact real and aren't typed up by Lex Luthor's monkeys. There are people who actually posted this stuff and people who actually supported said posts. You're in for a wild ride. The more I hear about Gunn's thought process on this film, the more I lose faith in him as an artist. Gunn does not seem to know, let alone care, about how insanely racist this embarrassing attempt at an immigrant allegory is. Can't believe people claimed this film was progressive. Are you insane? No, seriously. Are you insane? Am I reading the left-wing variant of Critical Drinker? How is it racist for Clark's biological parents to be bad? What's actually racist would be to imply that all immigrants or all Kryptonians are bad just because his parents are, which I certainly hope isn't something you would say or imply. On top of the Orientalist tropes that he buys into, with the whole immigrants putting American women into harems thing, Gunn also just seems to have a superficial and uninteresting analysis on Superman as a character. It's all empty liberal hope core, with nothing else behind it. Oh wow, you did the thing that I said I certainly hope you don't do. So, you see two Kryptonians instructing Clark to do bad things, and with that information, you conclude that this pushes the narrative that immigrants in general put American women in harems? Are you insane? Either you're under Scarecrow's fear gas, or you willingly made a generalization about Krypton based on the actions of two Kryptonians, even though Supergirl is from Krypton and is not evil. It's so funny that Gunn thinks this is controversial because it changes his relationship to his parents. You can make Jor-El evil, like, whatever. But it's weird for the movie to portray Kryptonian culture as a genocidal rape cult without seeing how it affects the immigrant angle. What are you talking about? Kryptonian culture as a whole is not portrayed as a genocidal rape culture. You're doing the thing where you make an assumption about an entire race based on a select amount we see. Clark still wears his Kryptonian symbol and runs a Kryptonian-built fortress alongside Kryptonian-built and programmed robots that have Kryptonian symbols on, and his Kryptonian cousin is still part of his life. Clark didn't just reject Kryptonian culture as a whole, he just rejected his parents. Because of course he would. They're telling him to take over Earth and rule without mercy. The point the movie makes is that Clark's choices make him who he is, not his supposed destiny to carry out his parents' ideas for a better world. And even if Kryptonian culture as a whole was 100% evil, that does not make immigrants themselves look bad. Superman is an immigrant and he chose to be kind to everyone, because as the movie's message states, it's your choices that make you who you are, no matter where you came from. This is such a bad faith reading of the movie, and this is only establishing context for the next insane thing we're about to see. Fun fact, the movie not once has a single line about Superman needing to rape women. The line says, take on multiple partners to produce as many children as possible. This is a subtle hint that people like this are deflecting about the whole rape thing because they're fucking off. So as you can see, someone responded by correcting a detail, stating that Superman was never instructed to rape anyone, rather he was instructed to take on multiple wives to produce as many children as possible. That is not the same as rape just because they intended for Superman to take over the planet. We wouldn't say that, for example, Omni-Man raped Invincible's mom just because he had other plans for when they had a child. It's also worth noting that Superman's parents said to dispatch of anyone that is unwilling or unable to serve him. So if there's women who are unwilling to be Superman's partners, he would just dispatch of them, or ignore them entirely. While this doesn't change the fact that Jor-El is immoral and willing to take over an entire planet, this is still a valid point to make since accuracy matters when recounting details about a movie you're criticizing. Person who thinks that Jor-El was implying that women would voluntarily subject themselves to being subjugated and placed into Kryptonian harems. Why is there rape apology for the fucking Superman movie? Is it clear yet how weird it is linking these ideas with an immigrant?
And I think there are a lot of disingenuous people online that just want to hate on the film. They don't want to make it better, right? They want to hate on it.
I see we're turning your delusions about the movie into a false accusation. Correcting details about a movie isn't rape apology. You're actually insane if this is your takeaway. It is true that Superman wasn't instructed to rape anyone. Rather, he was instructed to have as many wives as possible, which can be done through consensual means even if he has ulterior motives. And again, you're doing the thing where you act as if Superman's Kryptonian parents represent Krypton and immigration as a whole, in order to make James Gunn look like a racist who hates immigrants, when what you've actually done is stereotype a fictional race in the movie based on two people of said race. Maybe that shows more about you than the actual movie. This is literally borderline great replacement theory conspiracy nonsense, and I'm somehow, as a Middle Eastern person, supposed to be okay with this bullshit? Fuck this movie. Are you seriously comparing the Superman movie, the movie that says your choices make you who you are, no matter where you come from, to actual white nationalist rhetoric? Are you trying to look dumb? What does your ethnicity have to do with the alleged rape apology? Even then, the apology you're claiming is in the movie simply does not exist. One of the worst stereotypes we are subjected to is that of the Great Replacement theory, where white people believe we want to pillage and steal their women and rule over them. Superman's narrative buys into this stereotype fully with the L's. Where did the Superman movie say that all Kryptonians must be conquerors like the L's? That's a stereotype you've put out there, not the movie itself. The movie doesn't condemn immigrants in general based on the actions of the L's. Again, it really says more about you when you recount a depiction of bad people who are immigrants as an attack on immigrants as a whole. Using a select amount to justify a reading of an entire race is literally using the logic Lex Luthor would use to justify his bigotry against Kryptonians, and yet you're using the same reasoning to call James Gunn a racist. Absolutely unreal. I told you you'd refuse to believe it with your own eyes. I get that a lot of people just want to hate on the movie, but I don't think the criticism would actually get this bad. I was almost done talking about people's takes on Superman until this goldmine of insanity showed up. That's all I've got for today. Let me know your colorful thoughts in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more of these videos. See you all later. Goodbye.